Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, hey there, boys and girls. Benny the Bible Bear again, back in the lodge. And, well, I'm doing some physical exercising today because, let me tell you, past couple weeks I've been lazy. And I know that I feel it, and guess what? Berry season is coming up. I want to be able to climb that mountain and get all those raspberries and all those blackberries that I can. Well, why don't you join me with a few of the exercises? It'll probably do your body some good. Let's start off with windmills. Windmills, you almost make yourself look like a star. You space out. Then you take your right paw or your right hand and you touch your left foot and you come back up. Then you take your left paw, reach down and touch your right foot and you come back up. That's called a windmill. Why don't you practice with me? Down, up, down, up. Woo! You just did a windmill. Hey, let's do 5 of those together. You ready? Let's start them off. Down, up, down, up. That's 1. Down, up, down, up. That's 2. Down, up, down, up. That's 3. Down, up, down, up. That's 4. Down, up, down, up. That's 5. Good job. Woo! Boy, that's really working. That's good bodily exercise. Hey, why don't we do something else? Another good one to get our legs strong is jumping jacks. A jumping jack, in case you don't know, is when your legs go out and your arms go up. Oh, yeah. And then come back down together. And you go out with your arms up, and your legs come back and arms down together. That's a jumping jack. You ready? Let's do 5 of those together. Say up, down 1, up, down 2, up, down 3, up, down 4, up, down 5. There you go. Good job. Hey, well, we can practice our bodily exercises all we want. And you know what, though? That bodily exercise is good, but it reminds me of a verse in the Bible. And that verse is in the Bible, in the New Testament, in 1 Timothy chapter 4, last part of verse 7 and the first part of verse 8. And it says, train yourself for godliness. For while bodily training is of some value, godliness is of more value. And so, guys, I want to encourage you to train yourself in spiritual things and not just the bodily exercise. Well, what is godliness? Well, godliness, to define it, is conforming to the commands of God or following after the wishes of God. And when you do what God says, you are exercising your spiritual strength. Now, what's some ways that we can exercise and practice godliness? Well, let me give you an example. How about you're with your friends and then you realize that you have one of their toys and you don't just want to take that toy because that would be stealing. The Bible says don't steal. Or maybe you're in the store and there's this really nice toy and you have it in your hand and you don't want to walk out before you pay for it. That would be called stealing. But you want to pay and then you can enjoy the toy. That would be exercising godliness and doing what is right, conforming to the commands of God, following after his wishes. Oh, I got a good one for you. How about self-control? You know, the Bible talks a lot about self-control. And it says that you should exercise self-control. To exercise self-control, let's give you an example. You're playing with your brothers and sisters, and something you do made them mad, and all of a sudden they might have hit, or they might have tried to kick you or something. Whoa, that wasn't right. But instead of trying to hit them or kick them back, you need to walk away from the situation and let them have time to cool off. And it'll allow you to cool off too. You just exercised self-control. That is practicing godliness. Oh, one more. If they come back and then they say, I'm sorry, then you can exercise forgiveness. The Bible tells us to forgive one another. And you know what? That is exercising godliness. And if you tell them, I forgive you, and you mean that, it mends that relationship. And guess what? You exercised godliness. Those are some good examples. Well, you know, boys and girls, whether it's not stealing or practicing self-control or showing forgiveness to your brothers and sisters, there's a lot in the Bible that we can practice for godliness, conforming to the commands of God or following after God's wishes. And I want to encourage you to practice godliness. Remember, 1 Timothy 4, that last part of verse 7, first part of verse 8, look it up, and it says, train yourself for godliness. For while bodily exercise profits a little or helps you out a little, godliness has value in all ways. And so, boys and girls, I want you to look up some ways that you can exercise godliness. Remember, you can exercise your physical body, but I want you to practice and exercise godliness and train yourself while you're out in everyday life and with your family or with your friends, or whether you're out in the public or whether you're at home. You can practice and train yourself for godliness. Well, I'm going to keep practicing and I'm going to keep doing some exercises. And you know what? We'll see you next time, probably here at the lodge. You guys have a great evening. Bye-bye. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.